This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Alex Jones yesterday finally got a piece of what he deserves. A jury of his peers, again, that'll come into play in a minute. A jury of his peers found him liable for damages to the tune of $965 million, nearly $1 billion. And the things I want to talk about today are a couple of things. One is the misdirection that's being done at the hands of Alex Jones and his conservative defenders. That's the other part, is how they've rallied around him as though he is some sort of beacon for defending free speech. You don't have a right to defame in this country. There are laws against it where verdicts can be rendered and you could be held liable, culpable for damages. That's what took place here. Alex Jones entered into a pattern and practice years long, many years long, of harassing the parents of children who died at Sandy Hook. Young children who are frozen in time, who will never grow up, who will never graduate high school, go to college, start a family. They are forever 6 years old, 5 years old. It's an unimaginable prospect for a parent to conceive of. And Alex Jones made their pain, their insurmountable pain, even worse. And he's being held accountable. He all but dispatched his insane conspiracy-driven fans to harass these parents, to where some of them had to move 10, 12 times because of fears for their own safety, because of the unhinged nature of both Alex Jones and his audience. And he's mocking the verdict. Here's a short clip while he's broadcasting live while the verdict is being read. And he's mock celebrating it. Yes, more. Yeah, millions. The gay frogs are happy. It is psychotic. It is dangerous. And it is in no way free speech. Watch human garbage Alex Jones mocking as the parents weep when the verdict is read.
$28,800,000 initialed by jury.
Get those numbers up.
$32,600,000.
Never said their names, all made up.
Fair, adjusted, reasonable damages to plaintiffs
hilarious.
Mark Barden and against Alex Jones and Free Speech Systems, Carly Soto Parisi.
Well, this is going to go on for hours. If I don't hit $1 billion, I'm upset. And now they say, questioning elections, same thing, got to sue Alex Jones.
$18,600,000.
So this is what a show trial looks like. I mean, this is the left completely out of control, doing whatever they want, like drag queen story time, two men can have a baby. I mean, this is what they do. This is their panacea. Why are these numbers only in the millions? It should be trillions per person. I'm offended.
It's vile, sinister behavior. To call it juvenile doesn't do it justice. And the entire mantra, the entire tack that's been taken relative to this case, especially now that a verdict has been rendered, again, by a jury of his peers, he's been blaming the judge. A judge found me guilty. A judge found me guilty. No, a jury found you guilty. A jury saw the evidence, weighed the evidence, and made a determination based on the evidence that you aren't guilty. It's not a guilty, not guilty, but you're responsible. But instead, the tack is that they won't scare us away from freedom. They won't scare us away for asking questions about Uvalde and these other shootings, these false flags. It's nonsense. It is a way for him to hawk his vitamins and his crap that has made him, ostensibly, by estimations of experts, hundreds of millions of dollars. Here he is redirecting what this is about, very briefly.
They want to scare everybody away from freedom and scare us away from questioning Uvalde and what really happened there, or Parkland or any other event. And guess what? We're not scared, and we're not going away, and we're not going to stop. And literally, for hundreds of thousands of dollars, I can keep them in court for years. I can appeal this stuff. We can stand up against this travesty, against the billions of dollars they want. It's a joke. So please go to InfoWarsStore.com and get Vitamin Mineral Fusion, get X3, get all the great products that are there that keep us on air at InfoWarsStore.com.
It's a joke. So please go buy my vitamins. Save me from bankruptcy. And who is there to support Alex Jones? Who is there to drive the narrative that he's the victim here? That free speech is the casualty here? Of course, it's the conservative network of idiots who don't care about what took place in Sandy Hook. They certainly don't care about gun violence against children in their schools. And I would offer right now my earnest thoughts and prayers to the likes of Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Mike Cernovich, who are beside themselves with this jury-rendered verdict. Alex Jones, in fact, ran. The first place he ran was to Steve Bannon's show to whine and complain about what took place. Again, misdirecting, acting as though a judge, one person, made this verdict and not a jury of his peers.
So just tell our audience what is actually going on here and how could the settlement be that big?
I barely ever even talked about Sandy Hook. Once Trump won, they made it a huge issue that I'd covered and questioned Sandy Hook. The judge found me guilty. She had a show trial for 5 weeks. I predicted $1 billion verdict. The plaintiff's lawyers asked for $8.25 billion, $8.25 billion, and it's ridiculous. I personally, in my bank account, have $1.5 million. My company has less than $1 million in it, barely enough to pay payroll.
And I'm broke. I got no money. They'll get nothing. I'll keep them tied up in court. Hundreds of thousands I'll spend to stop them from justice. They're not going to get justice. And again, look, Steve Bannon, and there was a cadre of idiots, of dangerous anti-democratic goons who took up the case of Alex Jones, who ran to their Twitter accounts to furiously defend free speech. And Alex Jones, a man, again, who terrorized dozens of families who lost their children in a school shooting, who dispatched his idiots to urinate on the graves, not metaphorically, literally desecrate the graves of some of these kids. And who's there to defend him as though he is a bastion of freedom? As though he is a champion for free speech? Marjorie Taylor Greene, she tweeted this: "No matter what you think of Alex Jones, all he did was speak words. He was not the one who pulled the trigger. No one said he pulled the trigger. Dipshit." Marjorie Taylor Greene, a woman who herself has stalked and harassed survivors of school shootings? Zero credibility in this. Were his words wrong, and did he apologize? Yes. That's what freedom of speech is, freedom to speak words. Political persecution must end. Apologizing for your horrendous acts does not extricate you from the consequences. Marge? Charlie Kirk tweeted this. Alex Jones acknowledged he was wrong repeatedly and is ordered to pay $1 billion. Meanwhile, the largest fine paid by a banking executive responsible for the 2008 financial collapse was $67 million. Who hurt more people? Well, it's nice to see you, Charlie Kirk, taking a progressive approach. Absolutely should have the bankers been, should their criminal behavior been punished? Should they've been sent into jail? Yes. Most assuredly, Mr. Charlie Kirk, you Zeppelin-headed twitchy freak. But this is whataboutism. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what Alex Jones did and what a jury of his peers found him culpable of. But it's nice to see you defending the conspiracy theorist who hurt families who lost their children. Charlie. Mike Cernovich, the Pizzagate nutter, he had this to say. Alex Jones killed no one. Again, making arguments that aren't being made. No one said he killed anyone. But that's not what the case was about. This was a defamation case. This wasn't a murder trial. Cernovich, you dumb shit. Alex Jones killed no one. He apologized for, he apologized again with the apology. Good. Well, I don't believe his apology, but it doesn't have anything to do with the prior defamation. You don't get a get out of jail free card because you apologized. Nevertheless, in a trial where he wasn't allowed to defend himself on free speech grounds, he's now being ordered to pay hundreds of millions of dollars. Stalin's ghost has returned. And then, if that wasn't enough, he sent this banger too. For those mad at Alex Jones, did you ever apologize to Kyle Rittenhouse? No, we did not. And what does that have to do with anything? These people are pernicious. If you're on the fence about who to vote for in these midterms, in the upcoming general election, let this be your roadmap. These are grifters and charlatans who support one another. They are anti-democratic. Alex Jones played a pivotal role in the planning and execution of the insurrection. And maybe that's why they're defending him, to keep him quiet. Just asking questions. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call. Leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can absolutely email me, daily@dollemore.com. I am 6 days, less than a week away from colon cancer surgery. Feeling good. I appreciate you sticking around. Again, I want to remind everybody and keep everybody in the loop. If you haven't watched some of the previous videos that have been featuring the lovely and talented Brittany Page, my wife and podcast co-host, who will be guest sitting in while I'm recovering from surgery, I would very much appreciate if you would show her the same love and support and respect, if that's possible, in a YouTube comment section, as you do me. I love you guys. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. Get a head start. Follow Brittany Page. She is Brittany E. Page on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else. And if you appreciate what I do, please consider supporting my work. Click the join button, become a channel member, or go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are great ways to support the work we do right here on YouTube. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.